What came in the mail today?
GALAX sent over the GeForce RTX 2070 Super Pink Edition, which has two RGB 100mm fans that spot Silent Extreme technology, 50% increased heat sink fin surface area, and of course, a boost in performance over the RTX 2070 that brings it closer to the RTX 2080's performance. My last card was a reference card that came with one fan. To lower the temperatures it was running at from about 80 degrees Celsius to high 60 degrees Celsius, I had to attach it to a GPU cooler and mounting bracket, which effectively voids the warranty. When I got the GALAX RTX 2070 Super, it actually looked like I had a custom card fitted with a mounting bracket and cooler already done for me. The aluminum backplate is also very sturdy, and I hope it will guard against long-term sagging. Cooling on a graphic card is super important because lowering the temperatures allows the card to perform at its best. When a card gets too hot, it lowers its clock speeds or just shuts off. In this current air-cooled setup, my graphics card runs at about 52 degrees Celsius on idle, and it goes up to about 58 degrees Celsius under load, and then the fan speed increases automatically and brings it down to 50 degrees within a couple of minutes. Audibly, there's no difference when the fans increase in speed. Setup-wise, I'm running two monitors on the GALAX RTX 2070 Super, a QHD 144Hz primary monitor and a FHD 75Hz secondary monitor. I play mostly Dota 2, Valorant, and Final Fantasy XIV. I get around 110 FPS in Dota 2 on max and ultra settings, over 200 in Valorant, and on Final Fantasy XIV, it's around 90 FPS. Pushing out FPS in the games I play is important, and I think that 144Hz gaming monitors are pretty standard nowadays, with 240Hz monitors starting to gain more popularity. I was playing Final Fantasy XIV on a 60Hz monitor, and the screen tearing and ghosting was actually making me nauseous, especially when panning around or during boss fights. That's, I guess, an extreme example of the negative effects of low FPS. But high FPS, that matches your monitor's refresh rate, makes playing better much easier due to the fact that it reduces ghosting and you get to see the actual location of the character on the screen instead of a shadow that's left in the wake of a character. Check out the video resources in the video description for more in-depth information. Here's a chart of the FPS you can expect from some of the RTX cards in some of the current popular game titles. Let's bring this back to the temperatures and why cooling is so important. Because the GALAX RTX 2070 Super seems to regulate temperatures so they're constantly in the 50 degrees Celsius range, the clock speeds remain high, and this means that performance can remain stable, so it's less likely for you to experience FPS drops in games.